Just grab them in the brisket.
All right, hey guys, this is Grabbing the Brisket podcast. So this is all about barbecue and beer, hanging out, friends, community. We talk anything and everything related to barbecue and not related to barbecue, if that makes sense. You're going to get everything. So let's just jump right into it. I mean, how's everybody's day been?
It's been a pretty stellar day. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah, it's just...
Hey, I spent one day at work. I bought myself a lottery ticket today, son. That's what I'm feeling. I'm like, you know what? I can't be doing this. I got to get me a lottery ticket.
What'd you buy?
Powerball.
Yeah?
Yep.
What's it up to right now?
175 million.
That's enough for all three of us.
Exactly.
And we'll include John, too, all four
It's
of us.
enough.
We'll go podcast on an island somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And just listen to ourselves. And not even care who's listening.
Not even put it out there. Like, nah, I don't want to hear the rejection. I don't want the feedback anymore. Spank them all.
I came across an article earlier today, and I was like, oh, I got to bring this up to the guys on the podcast. So this guy by the name of Hussein, I'm not even going to try to pronounce his last name because it's just, I'm going to butcher it. But he was fired over the holidays for receiving a bottle of barbecue sauce.
At work?
At work. And I kind of set that up wrong.
BS.
Let me go ahead and just put it out there, dude. The whole story. Get your perspective, right or wrong. I mean, we're not judging a company. We're not judging what Hussein did was right or wrong. But there may be a few lessons in here to be learned from all of us, of course. So this guy works for Fastenal. Now, this company is pretty large in the United States.
Yeah, we do business with them.
And they're pretty big in Canada as well. So he's a general manager at one of their, I guess, distribution place in Canada. So for last 6 years, both the American side and Canada side received holiday gift baskets for Christmas. A token of appreciation from the company. Thank you for your work, your service, all that good stuff. Everything is great. Everything is hunky-dory. Until this past Christmas, where the Americans received their gift of cookies and candy and jerky, and the Canadians received a bottle of Get Sauced hickory barbecue sauce.
Just one bottle?
Just one bottle.
Oh, you deserve to be fired then. Wait.
How'd it go over?
He's the one that sent the bottle.
No.
Okay.
The whole company received it.
Yeah.
Everybody got this bottle of barbecue sauce. This gentleman was upset. He's like, just a barbecue, but just a bottle of barbecue sauce? What are we doing here, guys? The Americans are getting all these good treats and jerkies and stuff like that. Anyways, he gets upset.
How big was this bottle of barbecue sauce?
About 16 ounces.
Okay. Oh, I thought you were talking like 30 foot tall or something.
Yeah, like
At that point, I can see.
Human-sized bottle of barbecue sauce. Yeah, he's like, oh, I'm swimming in barbecue sauce. I mean, I'm so rich. So he gets upset. He goes to Twitter. He goes to social media.
Yeah, you lost me there.
And he calls out the CEO.
You got fired, son.
And it was a mere probably 2 or 3 days before he got that call like, hey, Hussein, hey, can you come to my office, please? I need to talk to you for a second.
Bring your playbook.
Yeah.
Bring your playbooks.
It's, let me tell you the line is, Hussein, have a seat. We need to talk. Listen, we're just not going to, we're going to go ahead and move on here today without you. It was nice to meet you. Hope things work out for you.
Yeah, you violated company policy by expressing those particular thoughts and stuff like that about the company and blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, exactly what happened. And he's pretty PO'd over it. People are, of course, everybody's writing about it. And everybody's like, taking his side and taking the side of the company as well. But, I mean, this is corporate America. So, I mean, you can't go out there and on social media, and you can't blast people like that. And it's kind of a lesson to anybody out there that's listening right now. It's like, hey, social media is king, pretty much.
Yeah, you have the right to freedom of speech in America.
Definitely.
I don't know about
100%.
Canada, but I know for sure in America you do. But you also have the right to be fired. So, I mean,
That don't mean it don't come with
that's
repercussions.
right. Just think, I mean, like, how many corporate Christmas parties have people been canned the next day on, right? So, I mean, yeah, you can say whatever you want to say.
What?
But
All I said was my boss was an asshole.
that's it.
Well, he
That's
signed
all.
your checks, bro.
Yeah, that's all it
You
takes.
can say it.
Yeah. You jump up with a copier and you start making copies of your butt.
Yeah, you're
Next
gone.
thing you know,
Probably not going to go over very well.
Yeah, no, not going to do it. And this company, Get Sauce, I think they're based out of Canada. They jumped into the mix and they're like, whoa, wait, guys. We didn't have anything to do with this. So, I mean, but we do have some fantastic sauces and rubs.
Yeah.
So if you
Yeah.
guys want to, I mean, so they totally capitalized on this.
Oh, for sure. They got
this
some publicity and marketing, and
Correct,
for sure.
correct. So, Get Sauced. If you're out there listening, send us some stuff. Let us try it out. We'll definitely love to give it a review
And let us know, furthermore, if you hired Hussein as one of your spokespeople or
No, because Hussein didn't like it. He said he didn't want the sauce.
Well, that don't mean he didn't buy a lot of it.
You know, it doesn't mean he didn't buy a lot of it. It means that he wanted cookies and candy and cheese and jerkies.
What do you think that maybe Hussein used that sauce? What do you think he cooked? What do you think he used that sauce on?
I think you use it on everything.
Do you even think that he used it?
No, he probably left it on his desk. It's like, I'm not
Still sitting there.
still, it's like growing cobwebs and shit. I mean,
Just
he's dumb.
rolling out of the parking lot, just chunking it up in the air.
Yeah.
Like deuces.
I'm driving over it.
Peace out, bro.
I feel like it's office space where they go out and just kick it and throw it down like they did the copier.
Oh yeah, he drives out to a field. He just
Yeah.
chunks that bottle of sauce on the ground. Just starts going to town. Just start punching it. Just like sauce going everywhere.
Dude.
Looks like blood.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be solid.
He shows up at home. Honey's like, wife's like, hey, how was your day? And he's just covered in like sauce.
And he tackles her.
And we went too far.
You got sauced. Runs away. Yeah, who knows? You can't. Crazy old saying. You can't. Hey, first of all, there's something clearly wrong with you if you work for Fastenal's a huge company, okay? If you work for a huge company like that and you think going to Twitter and naming names is okay, then you live in a fantasy world.
You don't know the Twitter at that point,
Hey.
I guess, you know.
That's what Canadians do, that crap. I don't know about Americans. No, I take it back. Canadians don't do that. He's crazy. He did that.
Well, he thought he was savvy. He
Yeah.
thought he was smart. He thought he could beat the system.
Changed his
and this
name.
is just a lesson to you folks out there. He went under an anonymous Twitter handle.
Oh, yeah.
Always comes back, man.
Always comes back.
He pulled a Kevin Durant.
Traced it back to his like IP address, blah blah blah. I'm sure that's how they did it. But I know I was hacked. This is fake.
Oh, yeah.
It's fake news.
You're always hacked when you get caught.
Yeah.
Not to go on to another subject, but closely related. I was listening to the radio on the way to work, and I don't remember which morning show it was, but they go on there and they had this question that was proposed that apparently this girl had gotten a little PO'd. She got a little mad that her boyfriend dumped her, or they broke up, whatever the split was. So she went out there on social media, Instagram, Twitter, blah blah blah. So she started throwing his name down in the mud. She started making up stuff. He's got STDs.
Oh, shit.
He's doing all this stuff, and he's a cheater. Blah blah blah. Well, he takes her to court.
Judge Judy?
I don't think so. But the judge steps in, makes his analysis, makes his ruling, rules in his favor for the amount of $200,000.
What?
Defamation, man.
Defamation
Oh, for sure.
lawsuit. And he won.
Yeah. Even still, it's hard to clear your name, even after all that nonsense.
Yeah.
That 200 grand ain't enough.
And they were asking, like, is the judge being too hard, or was the girl just being a little,
Now, you imagine you do that
trifling.
to a multi-million-dollar athlete. Imagine how much that's going to cost you.
$200,000 in a normal relationship, she don't have the money. I'll tell you that.
No, but they'll get it.
unless she does have money. I mean, I'm sure the judge is not going to probably throw out a amount of that statute and not know who he's talking to or dealing with. I imagine $200,000 is probably something that he has probably considered doing due to her wealth.
I don't think so. I don't think you can do that. Well, you're worth a lot of money, so we're going to get a lot of money.
We're going to see.
Judge can't do that. No,
$1 million.
Yeah, you can't. You're just.
But she's like, well, I got 200 in the bank.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, I don't know. Mandy be able to tell you, because I've asked her this question before. Like, they take somebody to court like that. Like, well, I'm gonna sue you for everything. Well, I ain't got shit. But they're like, well, they can find shit. But I forget what she tells me. So I don't want to quote anything or say anything. Because I really don't know. But
yeah,
for like that sum of money, I'm sure they could find it somewhere.
Yeah, we had grabbing the brisket. Do not offer any legal advice whatsoever.
Not
Please
at all.
do not.
We don't have any money, so
Yeah, we're broke too.
I saw
Yes, we are.
I saw this yesterday. So it's funny you brought that up. Saw this yesterday. It's a horrible case. This dude's he's basically been in videotape. He's in court. It's a live court case, but not like a Judge Judy thing or whatever. It's like they're in they're real judges, I guess you could say. I know Judge Judy's a real judge, but yeah, whatever. She's TV judge. But anyways, this is a high profile case. It's being videotaped, and the guy was accused of like child abuse and maybe he killed a kid or whatever, right? And he's got tattoos all over his face, which doesn't matter. I mean, if you don't have if you have tattoos, I mean, I got a tattoo, right? Not a big deal. Tattoos, no tattoos. I'm not saying that's the reason why he's guilty. He was pleading his case at the very end. He's like, look, I did not do this. I would never do this. Anybody that knows me knows I wouldn't do this. I did not do this, right? And the judge is like, so, okay, just be fair. You didn't do this. Okay. Or you say you didn't do this. That if I say anything different, I'm just arguing with you. The case has already been thrown in front of us right now. So we already have all the evidence. He's like, but if you didn't do this, what would you think the person that did do this, what should they get? He was like, they should be under the jail. They shouldn't be going to jail. They should be under the jail, right? So the guy's like, okay, so you're saying like the maximum sentence. And he's like, yep, maximum sentence. He goes, okay, sir, I find you to the maximum sentence, life in prison.
The dude just sentenced himself.
Sentenced himself to prison. The guy was like, boom. He's just blank stare. He's like, oh, shit, I just got God.
God.
I mean, what if he said like, 5 years? You know? I mean,
5 years, 2 years possibility of parole.
I would just say
Right.
probation.
well, he got life with no, he got like 150 years or something. I mean, dude's never getting out of jail.
Yeah.
He doesn't deserve to get out of jail. He's found guilty. I mean, unless he didn't do it. I'm not saying he did do that. I'm just saying, obviously the evidence pointed that way. If he didn't do that, I'm sure he can appeal it, and hopefully that works out for him. But I just thought it was ironic that he actually sentenced himself. So there you go.
Yeah. And that goes back to the pro tip that we offered a few weeks back. When in doubt, if anything looks like that you might land in jail, just don't do it.
Just don't do it, man.
Just turn away.
Run.
Yeah. Peace out. Hey, it's like not to name drop or whatever. I listen to other podcasts or whatever, and a shout out to the My Favorite Murder podcast. Super awesome podcast if you guys are into the true crime type deal. But they got a little saying that says pretty much screw politeness. Hey, all you guys out there, I mean, just, and I don't want to go off on a tangent or rail, and I feel like I'm probably fixing to go off onto a tangent or whatever, but hey, screw politeness. I mean, if you find yourself into a situation to where you're like, that's a little sketchy, I don't know, but I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. Like, screw it, man. Yeah, listen to your gut, man. If you know something's not right, then hey,
Yeah. No, that's
exactly.
true.
Bounce out of there.
Yeah.
That's true. Memory lane. I was on the way back from B-Dubs tonight with my son, and we're driving through town, and we've been here. We moved to town when I was probably 13 years old or so. Or maybe I was 12. I don't know. James and I are twins. So, but the whole town's changed, right? So I'm driving through town. I was like, man, that used to be this, and that used to be this, And my son's 23 years old now, so he kind of seen it's kind of a change in Pearland already, right? But we're driving through town, and I looked over. I was like, man, it's a Bell Bonds in place, right? Or whatever, a loan place. And I was like, that used to be a little convenience store. So when I was a junior in high school, I walked in to buy some gum, and the guy was like, hey, man, we had a sell on beer. And I go, I'm looking at him, and I'm like, what? He goes, yeah, we're having a sell on beer. And I go, oh, okay. And I put the gum down and I walk to the door and I'm looking over my shoulder. I know I'm immediately sweating. Like, what the heck? Why are you doing this, Jan?
You're like, yeah, that's exactly what I came here to buy beer.
Even though I got double mint in my hand, but obviously I was going to ask you, was there a sell on beer?
Where's the beer?
So I bought some Bud Light and I come around the corner, little aisle there, and I got this 6-pack of Bud Light cans in my hand, right? And I'm like, I didn't even buy cans. I bought bottles, right? Like, stupid. So I put it up there, and then the guy was like, he looks at me, and he's like, how are you doing today? And I was like, I'm doing well. You know, I was looking at him. I'm just, like, driving now. You know what I mean? I've been driving, like, maybe 8 months or something. And the guy's like, okay, you want paper? And I remember looking at the guy and going to like, if I say paper, it's like saying I want to hide this beer and I don't want you to see it, right?
It's going to trigger this guy to know that I'm underage.
I go, first of all, I looked like I was 8 years old, right? I couldn't even shave. And I go, no, thank you. You put it in plastic. And he goes, okay. And so he puts it in plastic. And I remember looking out the window and there's like 4 cars pulling in, right? Maybe it was 3 cars pulling in. And I look at the guy, I was like, can you put that in paper too? he drops it in a paper bag. I roll the top. I pay the money, right? I walk out. So the very next day, I'm like, I'm going to go buy more beer. Like, I'm going to be the coolest motherfucker in school, right? So I go the next day, and I go in, and you're so quick. First of all, I was so nervous. I can't remember what the guy even looked like, right? So I go up the counter, and I got some gum, and I'm like thinking like, hey, tell me there's a sell on beer, and that'd be great if you could. That'd be fantastic. He doesn't say anything, and then so I bought the gum and walked out, and I was like, I couldn't even tell if it was the same guy or not, you know. So I went back a couple of times, and then once I figured out who that guy was, I would just walk in at that point, and then I got to the point I was like, hey, Mike, how's it going? I go straight to the back, boom, buy my 6er, blow on the counter. I was like almost bringing exact change at that time. I knew the tax. I knew everything, right? Price of beer goes up, no problem. I'm already equating this in my head. Here's your $6, buddy, or whatever it is, $5.25 back then.
Keep the change.
Yep. It's like it's a gas station, man.
Right.
Whatever, not a bar.
So what if somebody's at the counter and Mike's back there cleaning the bathroom or something? You got to wait for him to come back to the counter, right? At that point,
I got to a certain point where I didn't care who it was. I've been in there so many times.
They all know who you are.
I already bought so much beer. I was just like, hey. So this is how big my head gets, right? I feel like at this point, like I'd shaved the day before where I had like 1 or 2 hairs on my chin where I was like, done shaving for the week now. Boom. I was so big that we were having a party, and I drove to the liquor store on the cusp of Pearland, and basically it was Houston, and I went into this liquor store, ordered 2 kegs of beer, laid down deposits, told the guy to get ice, make sure I get my ice. Like I was so weird about it. I was like, can you just make sure I get my ice? The guy's just like, yeah, man, I don't know why you keep bringing up the ice thing. And it was a madhouse in there, right? And I remember as I was wheeling these little bad boys out, I look over, I'm like, there's 18 kids in here. Like, they're all underage. This thing's going to get busted so quick. I was like, holy shit. So we got our kegs. We had a party, and I took 1 keg back, and I was like, $50 a deposit. I was like, and a tap. I was like, I'm keeping this keg. That way I'll have one. Right. So the dude calls the house, right? Stupid idiot, Jan. He calls the house, leaves a message. Hey, just to let you know, I got your 1 keg back in tap, so we're refunding the credit for the beer, but still missing 1 keg, 1 tap. So if you don't pay, we're gonna keep the $50. And my mom's like, hey, did you have a party? I'm like, what? That's must have the wrong person. I don't know where that came from.
Think of Dazed and Confused, where
it's exactly what it was like.
Dazed and Confused, where the guy shows up with, well, I got these 2 kegs here, unloading them. Is like, where do you want to put them? I think you got the wrong house.
Yeah. Hey, you had the wrong house, dude. Right,
yeah,
right.
Oh, yep, my bad.
Yeah. Well, that's how it was, but it was on a freaking answer machine where I was like,
you didn't get to it soon enough.
Like you said Jan. I was like, no, he didn't say that. I don't think. He's like, I'll replay it. And I'm like, oh man.
sounds
Okay,
like
Mom.
Dan. That sounds like Dan.
It's Dan. It's Dan Schmore. Yeah, I know that guy. I'll call him.
That guy's going to lose his deposit.
Yeah. What an idiot.
Speaking of Pearland, I think we need to give those guys some credit, man. Some love. They're up in the Rose Parade thing,
Dude, Pearland Band.
dude.
Yeah, for the Rose Bowl. Not Rose Bowl. The Macy Day, right?
Yeah,
Macy
the
Day.
Rose Parade. up
Rose
there
Bowl
at the
Parade.
Rose Bowl thing.
Rose Bowl Parade. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a huge accomplishment for
Sure.
those folks. So
they rocked
that's
out.
super sweet. That's awesome.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, that was pretty solid, man.
I heard they did a good job.
Yeah. Then you had I guess not Pearland, but you had
Shadow Creek.
Shadow Creek
Won the state championship.
Won state champion. I don't know what division that is. I mean,
I don't know if they're 6. I don't know if they're 6A or 5A, but whatever. They're a big school, obviously. But
yeah,
I think they're 6A. I don't know if they're Division 1 or Division 2. I don't know. It's changed so much since I've been in school. So
Yeah. They're a big school. There's probably
yeah,
800 or 900 freaking kids graduating every year out of that place.
probably more than that.
Yeah.
Being
Yeah.
a 6A.
yeah. Kudos all is great job, guys, gals. But let's move on to the I guess the main topic, the main event, the topic is jour.
Ooh. Azure.
I don't even know if I said that
That's,
correct.
that's not even.
As you were as my friend. I don't know.
It sounded good. Rolling off the tongue. I mean,
Shoot the
honestly,
door. Shoot the window. I don't care. I don't know.
Okay.
All right. Kind of a topic that has been mentioned several times as the last couple of episodes been rolling on, and this is kind of a theme that's been happening throughout this whole podcast. And we are in Texas. This is a Texas barbecue podcast. We talk beer. We talk barbecue. We talk social events. We don't get into religion. Don't get into politics.
Not gonna do it.
Not gonna do it.
Wouldn't be pregnant.
We won't.
Exactly. So, I mean, nobody wants to hear our takes anyways. And so, hey, we're just going to let that go by the wayside. And then we are going to bring you the fun, interesting facts that you guys
They've grown to love, really.
Exactly. I mean,
I think it's what people,
I would assume.
like, it's almost like, did you know?
Did you know?
Exactly.
But before I get there, Aldan, why don't you hit him up with the business?
Oh, geez. The wheezness. I forgot all about the business. How we forget the business?
You like that? I waited until the middle to get you that.
Yeah.
Well, they already know. I mean, Twitter is at Grab the Brisket. Facebook, Instagram, both one and the same. At Grab 'em and the Brisket. And guys, email us your thoughts, your responses, your likes, dislikes, anything. Email us right there. Grabbing the Brisket at gmail.com. We can't wait to hear for your responses.
I love it.
Well said.
Thank you.
Yeah, we love to hear the barbecue wins, the barbecue fails, the trials, the tribulations, the questions, the how-tos, whatnots. We want to hear it all.
Yeah, I like barbecue fails. I love barbecue wins. I like how somebody's crunching, right? And they're just like, they're not going to get it done, not going to get it done. They're trying to, say, well, it rained, it blew in a freaking storm or whatever it was. I'm feeding, 40 of my friends and family, and my smoker, I fought it all day long. I finally pulled the meat off. I thought it was going to be horrible, and it was the best I ever cooked. You know what I mean?
That's nice.
Those are the ones that you're like, dude, way
That's
to rock
awesome.
it. That's when you're grinding out there, right?
I got a story for you guys, and I'll have to dig up the guy's name, but he hit me up on Twitter, Instagram a while back, and he was like, "Hey, I don't know you, but I think he's based out of California." He's like, "I'm fixing to do a brisket, and I need a little help. I'm not really sure what I'm doing or whatever." So he kind of gave me his little backstory of what he's cooking on, what he's looking at, and I'm like, "Okay, hey, no big deal." So I kind of gave him few little pointers, and then maybe the next episode, or we'll come up with the kind of just a basic brisket how-to instructional type deal. And when I say basic, it's not basic. I mean, it's pretty phenomenal.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's good.
Oh, yeah.
So I gave him kind of a rundown, like, hey, do this. This is how you cook it. Wrap it at this point. Season with this. I say, once you season it, go back over and add more seasoning, because you can't really season it too much. He's like, oh, okay. And then so he did it. He rocked out. I think he's his motorcycle club or whatever. He was cooking for his buddies and all that stuff like that. Dude, he came back the next week. He's like, oh my God, dude, killed it.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Everybody ran it and raved over this. He's like, thank you so much. This is freaking phenomenal. I really do appreciate that.
Exactly.
And that's a barbecue win.
That is a barbecue win.
I appreciate
love
that. That's yeah.
You know what? How about this? Send us something. Give us something you want to how-to of cook. You want to cook a pork butt. You want to cook a tri-tip. You want to do the perfect steak you've ever thought about doing in your whole wide world. Whatever the case may be, right? Give us something like, and we'll put something together like, hey, this is the temperature you want to be at. Tell us what you're smoking on or what you're cooking on. We're going to put it together for you. So I think that's a cool little concept right there, James. I like that. So
yeah, thanks. No problem.
I do have a recipe. This is our weekly recipe thing. I can put one out real quick. It's I'm naming this thing JP's AP, right?
JP's AP.
JP's AP, and this is basically an all-purpose rub. It's my two initials. I thought I was doing a little wordplay, so y'all could have laughed earlier when I said that. But clearly, I'll work on the name. Like I tell you what, I'll put it out there. Y'all try it, and then you come up with a name for it. Call it whatever you want.
It's almost like you're in college, like it's an AP course, or just like a. I'm just kidding.
So this is a JP's AP dry brisket rub. This is what this is. So, and I'll get this over. We'll put this out. But this makes a little bit over 2 cups, which is plenty of seasoning to do one brisket. It's more than enough. So you're going to have extra left over. But so yes, this is a 3/4 cup of paprika, 1 tablespoon of sugar, 1/4 cup of kosher salt, 1/4 cup coarse ground pepper, 2 tablespoons of chili powder, 2 tablespoons of onion powder, 2 tablespoons of ground chipotle chili pepper. We get 2 tablespoons of ancho chili powder, 2.5 tablespoons of garlic powder, 2 tablespoons of ground red pepper, and you've got 1 teaspoon of celery powder. And you mix this up really well, and you basically take this thing and you coat your brisket down with this. You may have to add, if you were doing just only this rub, you might want to add a little bit, maybe a little more salt to it, or something that has salt in it. But this is a great all-purpose rub for your brisket. This is almost like you may want to lay like a small layer or a dust or something on your brisket and then come back with this thing. This thing's going to be good, though. So it's not going to be too salty, so you would be able to add quite a bit of it. So it would help with that bark and everything else. But give this a whirl. I have done this thing before. It is absolutely phenomenal. So check that out. We'll post the thing. And then also post some pictures. I want to see what this food looks like. We're getting out some of these recipes, but I want to see if somebody's actually using this stuff and going down the motion. So anyways, that's the JP's AP dry brisket rub, and hope you enjoy it.
I like that. Good job, Jan.
I don't need your approval. So thank you.
My patronizing.
Patronizing.
Yeah. We should do the 90-second beer review, guys.
Oh, 90-second beer review. Okay. I like that. Nice.
What do we have for them today?
Today we have the, I don't know if I can say that. How do you say this? What is this? The PKL FKR? Is that right?
I think it might be short for pickle effer.
Oh, pickle effer. Effer. I like that. So this is, so we've all seen the movie. This is kind of a weird bottle. I like the bottle. This is like an old school Red Stripe bottle, kind of, right?
Coors original.
Coors original bottle. But this is think of, we've all seen the movie where actually they had the reboot coming up probably this year, which is what's the slime guys, Slimer, the movie where they're, Ghostbusters, right? So this guy on the bottle of this damn thing, if he closes his mouth, didn't have so many damn eyes, he would look like the Slimer already, right?
Pretty much. He's got 3 eyes there. Yeah.
I mean,
very psychedelic.
Very super psychedelic. There's these weird, it's almost like, I'm horrible right now with analogies. the damn Beavis and Butthead-ish.
This is exactly where
Right?
I was going.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, very
when they were in
Beavis-
the desert.
Yes.
90s.
Licking
Yes.
frogs. So I'm really digging this
Who
a lot.
did
You know?
Beavis and Butthead? Was that Matt Groening or no? Who did Matt?
That was Simpsons.
Yeah, he did The Simpsons. That's right. Who did
I
Beavis and Butthead?
I forget who did that, but that's exactly what I was thinking with that can was them out there just psychedelic, just seeing colors.
They're out there
and-
licking frogs' asses.
yeah.
And
There was a scene in The Simpsons where and you guys at home, I don't know if you remember, where they had the chili competition, and then Homer decides to eat this chili that is supposedly the hottest like chili on the planet, and as soon as it touches his tongue, he trips out. Next thing you know, he's walking and it's like on the sun and the desert and everything is all trippy, just like what's on that bottle right there.
Okay, yeah. This definitely brings back like funny, older, cartoonish
Okay.
type deal.
Tell the
Yeah.
people who it's from.
It's made in Texas. It's artisan farmhouse beer from the New Braunfels Brewing Company,
Okay.
which,
It's a sour pickle beer.
yeah, pickle juice sour, right? It's what the pickle juice is a pretty accurate name of this. I mean, I wish they had. It's kind of weird to kind of read this because it's got this green and red on my glasses. I don't have those on me right now. But the sour wheat ale brewed with pickle juice. It says here at New Braunfels Brewing Company, we are proudly. It's kind of hard to read this writing because it's like, what would you call this?
Some weird, crazy font.
Contrarian brewery that compels us to take big risk and experiment with progressive ideas and concepts. I'm not reading the whole thing. It's very difficult to read just because they're using some old school font that's like,
Yeah, you can't use some Arial font or some
use some normal shit, dude.
New Times Roman or whatever it is. But hey, no, yeah,
Comic Sans.
Comic Sans.
Dude, that was the best, dude.
Yeah,
All my presentations had Comic Sans on it, dude.
I want to go around the room. I don't have to go first or whatever. I can go first on this one. It is definitely a sour pickle. You drank some of the juice out of a jar. It's very resembles what that juice would be, but it's got an alcohol flavor to it, or alcohol in it.
You got a little pop of alcohol, so it's 3.5% alcohol by volume. So you get a little bit of it, a little bit less than what we're normally accustomed to with your light beers like Coors Light, Bud Light, blah, blah, blah. But it's right off the bat, it hits you with the pickle flavor. And it's true, honest to God, pickle flavor. I mean, you taste it, you're like, ooh, it tastes like I'm just sipping it right out of the bottle a little bit. And then you get kind of the beer flavor after that, and it's just like, I mean, it's refreshing. I mean, I would enjoy this probably any day, drinking this thing.
Yeah, so it says, I'm trying to read this real quick because I think it's kind of interesting now. It says, what you thought was possible or acceptable that feeds our soul. Pickle fucker, which is what they're trying to say, right? It's PKL FKR. It was brewed with 85% white wheat and fermented with their house mix cultured and wild yeast and bacteria before fermentation with pickle juices. This beer is salty, sour, evanescent, and crosses every single line we could find. And it says, do you find this kind of interesting? It says it's hand brewed, hand bottled. And it says with dirty love by Contrarian Brewers. And I was like, I don't know what that even means. Like they're just putting words together, I guess, at that point. Like, I don't know.
What do you mean?
I don't know what they mean with all this. Like,
what is the meaning of your beer?
What does dirty love mean? You know what I mean? Like, you work hard, you got dirty hands. Dirty hands, clean money. I don't know what you're doing with your sayings here and your contrarian thing, but I will say, it tastes like a pickle juice with some alcohol in it, and frankly, I'm not going to drink that. It's not for me. I'm not saying it's not out there for kids. If you're marketing to kids or marketing to like young adults, right? Like kids that eat, I go to the icebox all the time. I see it. I call it an icebox too. That tells you how old I am. And I look in there. I'm like, who freaking drank all the damn pickle juice out of here? Because my dirty ass kids did. So So yeah, that's what they're doing. I don't know, a little nostalgia there, but
Get their pickle beer and their
yeah.
their vapes and it just
no contrary me. You know what? I'm gonna give this about a freaking 1.5 or 2. You know, yeah.
Just because you can't read the bottle.
No, I'm telling you right now. I took one drink. I was like, okay, that's all I needed.
It may have your name on it.
Here's the deal. Was it smooth? Yes, it was. Could I drink it? Yeah, I could take a drink of it. Do I want to drink it? The answer is no. It tastes like, I don't know. You guys, I'm sorry. It's not a good one for me to judge. But hey, guys, hope y'all are handcrafting and hand brewing and hand bottling maybe some different beers because I'll try those. But I ain't trying this one again.
Well, I'm going to go on the opposite end of the spectrum, I guess you could say, because I'm an avid pickle juice drinker in my beers anyways, and I've been that way since you guys have known me. I'll just show up and have a cup of pickled beer in my cup or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I like the way it's put together. I think the bottle's cool. If I saw it in the store, I would buy it all the time.
It's 3.2%. You know how much sodium you're drinking in just to get a buzz?
You know how much salt intake I take anyways?
I don't know, man.
gotta have them electrolytes.
Yeah. Yeah. You got me. My muscles were cramping until I had 6-pack of your pickle ale. What's your score on this one?
For me?
Yeah.
10.
10?
Yep.
So you drink a 6-pack of those at one time?
Oh, yeah.
Damn, buddy. Okay, you go. Hey, look, guys. That just tells you one man's trash, another man's treasure. Just because I don't like it doesn't mean Aldan won't, which means obviously maybe my taste buds aren't refined enough for this. But hey, good for them, man. You know what I mean?
I like it. It's a great pickle beer. It's exactly what they wanted to do. I think it's not artificial. I think it tastes like a pickle.
No, they did hit the nail on the head.
They did, and so I think it's good. So for what it is, I think it's perfect. I think it's a 10.
Okay, nice.
I'm probably gonna split you guys a little bit. I'll probably go like maybe about 4.5. It's a good beer. It's solid, very pickly. So any of you pickle heads out there, or
hey, picklehead,
motherfucker, that's Jason Terry.
Yeah,
any of you Jason Terrys out there. This might be right up your alley. I mean, if we're going to be quite honest, but I had one. I had 1.5. I'm good. I'm probably not going to buy it again.
Stomach hurts. You're starting to get like this crazy little salt flavor in your mouth. You're like, where is this salt coming from?
No, not really. But I mean, I did pass it out at one of the little parties that we had, and we had a couple of I say youngsters. We had Courtney next door.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Okay. She loves pickles, right? She goes to
she loves pickles.
Pickle festivals and
so
whatever
if you
else.
love pickles, this is a number 10 on your book.
That's awesome.
I love pickles too as well, but it's just something I probably won't purchase again. But it's good. I mean, I still got a couple more in the fridge. They will get drained.
Oh, for sure.
So give them the brewer.
New Braunfels Brewing Company, Texas product. 3.5% alcohol by volume. I don't know what that means. It's different language. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I should feel a lot better about this one. I really wanted to get into this, but hey, you can't win them all, right?
That's right. Hey, you can't like them all.
That's right.
Can't like them all.
That's right.
This is only the first one I think I've liked on the beer review. Actually, I've given a lot of good
sevens.
Reviews, a lot of sevens.
Yeah, you've been hanging around a 7. Yeah, 2 10s now. Wow.
I've given 2 10s.
And this is the end of
what is this?
90
the
seconds.
90
seconds.
Yeah, it's a review. Oh, it's so hard to listen to.
Let's try that again.
Oh, man. That was so...
That was horrible.
John, keep that. That was... If you don't turn the channel by the end of that one, then clearly you're with us for the long haul. Is all I'm saying. So keep that thing in.
That's a true statement.
Yeah.
Send us all your money right now.
Yeah, we're trying to hypnotize you through your ears and donations. Yep.
That reminds me of John and Denny when they have birthday parties over there and they sing "Happy Birthday." They'll start going into "Happy Birthday to you," and then somebody else will come back. happy birthday as you're going into the next course.
Yeah, but they sing it slower. It's like, so as you see, like, if you were to go happy birthday,
Yeah.
so do it.
Happy birthday to
Happy
you.
birthday
Happy
to
You missed
and
it.
that's how they do it. They
all
sing
just-
off key.
off key.
It's slower.
Oh, kids.
It's higher. And no, this is the adults.
One's
What?
it's adults. One's up here, one's down here. They're all on different words, and none of them are matching. They're not trying to harmonize. They're trying to make this as crazy as possible.
Awkward as possible. Yeah, they do a good job at that. That's actually a fun one.
Well, it's better than I don't like the whole chop, chop, chop thing.
No, nobody likes that.
Kind of annoying.
Yeah,
But that's what the kids like to do.
Yeah.
You know?
Hey, as long as they're not like bringing out some hula hoops and some friggin' like a big sombrero or whatever, I'm
Hey,
good.
when I was 18 years old. You remember
the hell's
that?
wrong with sombrero, sucker?
You remember that?
What?
18 years old. So of course James and I shared our same. It was we were 17. 17 years old. Birthday.
Mm-hmm.
They take us to. We go to some buddies. We go to Hooters, and then those girls. Hey, back in the Hooters is tame compared to what it used to be back in the day. They're like the only restaurant in town, but man, hula hoop. Next thing you know, you're wearing a diaper or something. They're pulling you around a little red wagon. They're talking shit to you. I mean, yeah, it was like you did not want to go there. You wanted to go on your birthday, but you did not want to get put through what they're about to put you through.
No, I don't want to do any of that.
They don't do that anymore. They don't act that way anymore. They're very, very family oriented, and hey, good for them. But dude, it was like, oh my god, this place is nuts.
Yeah, I'm all for not being embarrassed.
Yeah, me too.
In a social setting, to where, hey, please stand up in front of these people and while we sing "Happy Birthday" to you. And I'm like, no thanks, I'm good.
I'm gonna pass out now.
Yeah, exactly. Like I've already paid for this meal before that we've even started eating, and I'm going to start my food down as quickly as possible, and then I'm going to be outside in my car waiting for you guys to finish. So,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
Bye. All right, guys. 10 things you didn't know were invented in Texas.
Okay. Nice.
You guys ready for this?
I'm ready for this.
Do we get to guess?
No, I'm gonna tell
You're
you.
just going to tell us.
Yeah. We've kind of alluded to, and we make fun, we make jokes or whatever. I mean, we're from Texas. This is a Texas barbecue podcast and all that good stuff. I mean, we make jokes. We love the United States. We love all over. But we're going to give you a fun little few facts that you might not know that was invented in Texas, or things that were invented in Texas, if that makes sense. Number one on the list, and this might be the best,
Okay.
silicone breast implants.
You're welcome, America. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. I knew we were doing shit like that. I just didn't know exactly what it was, but God bless America. You're welcome.
Houston, Texas, 1962. Two plastic surgeons developed the silicone breast implant.
Well,
I mean, I'm not even sure what else is left to say.
I mean, I thought you were going to say Alvin Garza, but, you know, those work too.
Were you developed in 1962 in Houston?
I might have been starting to get developed that
no,
now.
you weren't.
I wasn't.
Yeah.
All right.
I thought you just meant in Texas in general.
Number 2 on the list. And this is no particular order. And let me just go before I get way too far, because I probably won't get into who deserves credit. This is Hayden Farm or Farm, Faram, and this is this is the coolest stuff in Texas.com.
Ram.
Yeah. Number 2 on the list, the Snickers bar, developed in the M&M and Mars plant in Waco, Texas.
Nice. You said there's no particular order? It's just,
No.
just
It's
the
just-
10.
Just
Just
we're
10.
not ranking them in any particular
This is
order.
Nice.
10
I like-
things that
I like
Texas
both of those so far.
brought you.
Out of the Waco, Texas plant, they supply 75% of the world's Snicker bars.
That's great.
It is great.
That's fantastic.
Snicker bars are
Hey,
good. That's my.
Just
you
think
know,
about.
And I don't like chocolates or candy bars or anything, but Snickers, if I go buy one anywhere, it's
The
usually
caramel,
Snickers.
the peanuts,
The peanuts,
chocolate,
the caramel, the chocolate,
Yeah.
the little nougat that they have in it. What's the commercials that they have? I mean, it's like they got quite a few out there.
Yeah,
the latest
it's
ones
like-
would be like Dude's acting like Elton John or
Hey, Billy, eat a Snickers bar. You're acting like a whatever.
Right.
Right. And it's like, oh, thanks, man. I need that.
You know, I do have to say something. You know, we were talking about The Simpsons earlier, and we'll get back on track very fast. You know, we're talking about candy bars. One of my favorite commercials from The Simpsons was where they have the Butterfinger. And one of the commercials was they had so Bart was playing baseball, Homer was in the stands, and I forget who it was, but he's like, "Hey, dude, hit a homer!" Boom, he hits the ball. It was a foul ball. Boom, hits Homer in the head. That's the greatest commercial ever, dude. He hit a homer.
Hit Homer.
It was the Butterfingers, but all right.
Yeah,
All
that's
right,
great.
let's go back to it.
Okay. Number 3 on the list. The frozen margarita.
I mean, I'm feeling like right now we're just shooting your freaking eye out 24/7. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what to say to this.
It's just back
blind
to
mind.
back
Yeah,
to back home runs right there.
yeah. It's like being the greatest of all time.
I mean, you can stop.
Yeah. What if you just dropped the mic right then?
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay, so a gentleman by the name of Mariano Martinez, 1971 in Dallas, Texas. He adapted his soft serve ice cream machine to start making these alcoholic frozen concoctions.
Billionaire is what he is now.
Yeah. So
Okay.
all you guys out there to listen right now, next time you have a frozen margarita, tip your little hat to Mariano and Texas.
That's right. You're welcome,
You're welcome.
America.
Number 4 on the list, not to be outdone by the other guys, but this one's a little bit not really my favorite, but the ruby red grapefruit,
Man, that's great.
invented by a Dr. Richard Heinz, Hensz, Hensz,
HENSE.
of Texas A&M.
Yeah, I was going to tell you. I was actually going to say A&M before you could say that. And you got me off with the damn name. I was like, oh, Heinz.
So what do they put into it?
Okay, so this fruit
It's a splice.
apparently had been growing like as an
Abnormality.
Abnormal?
correct. And then this doctor found that, and I guess he's kind of like a geneticist, not geneticist, but probably
Probably is.
along the same
Like
lines. So
fruit
he's able to
splicing.
fruit splicing. He's able to find that particular strain of
Grapefruit.
to where those seeds specifically grow the ruby red grapefruit, which gives you that sweet,
Those are good grapefruits,
big,
man.
Dude,
vibrant red grapefruits. I mean,
that's
good grapefruits.
fabulous.
yeah.
That's
Things are great.
fabulous.
Yeah.
You're welcome, all of the world at that point. Like, I don't know how many things we're growing here, but that's pretty phenomenal.
Number 5 on the list, we've talked about last week, chili.
Mm-hmm.
So we won't go too far in depth into
Yeah, I think
all
it's
that.
I think it's kind of controversial. I think some people think like, my uncle invented chili and in the 40s, and I had a restaurant and they did this and the whatever. Like, every state has their little claim to whatever.
Sure.
But is there a year you have there, James?
No, well, we talked about it before, and we're talking like early 1900s.
Okay, yeah.
So number 6 on the list, Fritos.
The Frito-Lay plant, man. That's where's that? Waco? No.
Yep.
Yeah.
1930.
Dude, how good I am. Frito-Lay plant. Yes. That's
Yeah, this guy Charles Doolin adapted a corn chip, whatever the recipe that he had, to make it the most popular chip in the world. The Frito corn chip.
the Frito
Yeah.
corn chip is. Hey, the chili cheese Frito-Lays.
Those are solid.
I will eat a shit ton of those.
Yeah.
So when I was in back at home, just my neighbor at the time, his name was Brian Baggett, but his dad drove a Frito-Lay truck, dude. And so he would just come home, big old box truck, and he would just give us chips, dude. It was the coolest thing.
He's
So
stealing. That's what he's doing.
probably, but he maybe give
Hold on.
us stale ass chips.
Can you tell me what this kid's name was? What was his dad's name?
Well, his name was Brian Baggett. I don't remember the name of his
Baggett.
dad.
So
Baggett.
Baggett.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
listen here. If you're from Denver City, if you know a Baggett, just to let you know that, hey, we're from the Frito company, and we're coming after your ass. You owe us some freaking money. I wish I had his number right now. I'd call him and I'd say, how many bags of chips you give away in your lifetime? We want our money back.
Yeah, it was probably just promotional bags.
Probably, yeah.
Probably.
Like
And they were stale. Some were stale.
4 chips inside.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
For the folks at home, just think about this. Picture this in your mind. Without Texas, there would be no Frito pies.
Ooh, without chili and Fritos.
That's
Dude,
right.
You just hit it right there. Where's the cheese come from?
I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be dramatic. I'm just,
They were crying away.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Like, you don't grow up as a kid and not eat a Frito pie
Ball part.
at the ballpark.
Yes.
Doing whatever. Yes.
Right out of the bag with a fork.
Yep.
That was the best.
Number 7 on the list, not to continue with the chili theme, but Chili's Bar and Grill.
Out of Texas.
Started in Texas.
Terlingua. Well, they had that Terlingua chili,
Correct. Yeah.
right? Which, by the way, is where you have a huge chili cook-off
Every year.
every year. And I do think we need to go enter it one year.
Let's do it.
Speaking of that,
So-
did you know? So Casey's on a different team. So I've been talking about doing
Ice cold
stuff.
cookers. I mean, you can talk about them.
No, slice baby. They entered a cook-off this last weekend. They got first place chili, first place couple other things or whatever. But their team name is Slice Baby.
Okay, nice.
All right.
Good for them.
Yeah.
How badass is that name, though?
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. Shout out to
Slice,
Slice Baby. That's awesome.
Slice Baby.
All right. Number 8 on the list probably doesn't need any introduction whatsoever.
I'm here.
Dr. Pepper.
Oh yeah.
Which I think has overtaken Coca-Cola and is now the number 1 selling soft drink
Is it?
in America. I'm pretty sure it is.
It might be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
Beats out them Arkansas or home of the Appalachian kids drinking all that Mountain Dew or whatever.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, it's a really good documentary if you want to watch that about the kids in the Appalachians that grew up on Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
All right. No, actually 19. I was about to say 1985. I was like, that's not too far ago. But 1885, a young pharmacist by the name of Charles Alderton whipped up a energizing brain tonic while working for Morrison's Old Corner Drugstore in Waco, Texas. Wade Morrison, the owner of the drugstore, named it Dr. Pepper. You have to think about it. If you go back and do a little research on some of this, all these sodas and tonics and stuff like that, they were created by pharmacists.
No, I know. Yeah, they also had bad drugs in them,
Yeah,
too.
you forget what Coca-Cola had in it.
Yeah.
It had cocaine in that
Add a
shit.
little cocaine to this
Yeah.
Coca-Cola.
Had that coca leaf.
Just drink this, and all your ailments will go away, and then they drink it, and they're like, I feel like I can just run through a brick wall.
Yeah, so Dr. Pepper. So they moved their plant to Dublin, which was the oldest Dr. Pepper bottling company in the nation, right?
In existing, correct.
Where they actually formed other, Dr. Pepper's a corporation, formed other breweries, or however you want to say that, right? Where they're making Dr. Pepper all across the United States. However, the one in Dublin never changed the recipe. They kept it the same recipe
The
as it was, the original,
Dr. Pepper
original
formula.
recipe. So the original cane sugar, the original everything else, right?
Sure.
Everybody else changed their recipes to one branded, one national recipe, right? Except for Dublin. Now, since then, last probably 8 years or so, maybe 10 years, I don't remember how long ago it was. I have to look this up. They actually closed that plant down. And it was they were their marketing area they were marketing in. They were marketing like in a let's say like an 80 mile thing or whatever it was. But
They're like a territory,
Yeah.
like 80-mile radius.
right, and it was only deemed that way because of horse and buggy or horse carriage, and so they had a contract that couldn't be messed with. So that was their territory to sell in, which is really weird because you couldn't go just anywhere and get a normal You couldn't get that time Dr. Pepper, in Dallas or whatever else, right? You had to be in that territory to have that type of Dr. Pepper, which ultimately didn't work out for them. But it's kind of a cool fun fact. And the other thing is their breaks. How often? What is the breaks for Dr. Pepper? You know,
No.
it's called a Dr. Pepper break.
Yeah, 10,
10,
2,
2,
and 6.
no.
No, 10, 2, and 4.
10, 2, and 4. Those are the Dr. Pepper breaks, which, by the way, is like you go to work for a couple of hours, take a break, 10 o'clock, have a Dr. Pepper, 2 o'clock,
It's like holding on a steering wheel.
Dr. Pepper, But those it's called a Dr Pepper break, and then on the can they used to actually have a clock, and the only numbers that only be on there would be a 10, 2, and a 4. So, hey, you're welcome, America. Again,
Yeah, you can still there. I think there's a certain one of their bottling plants or whatever. I think they're still producing the old school Dr Pepper. Then you can still get the cane sugar, but I think there's still certain areas that you can only get it in Texas.
Sure. I just want to ask a question. You know, like especially you go to a facility like Taco Bell or something that doesn't sell Coke products. So like if I go somewhere and I order like, all right, so what you drink? So I'm like, Coke. Like, well, we don't sell Coke. My immediate next one, Dr Pepper. It's never Pepsi. But Pepsi and Dr Pepper are the same.
Pepsi's a California thing, or
but
or
it's
a
always
northern thing.
if they're always like, well, we don't sell Coke. It's always Dr Pepper.
Yeah, let's be real. I mean, Pepsi they marketed themselves pretty well.
Yeah.
They teamed up with Michael Jackson. They teamed up with some of these athletes, and they did a pretty good.
Yeah, but what's the
Britney Spears and all these guys, MTV.
What's the iconic commercial with the Steelers? The Steelers guy. What was the Steelers guy?
Well,
Was it
Mean
Bru-
Joe
Yeah,
did.
Mean Joe. Yeah,
he did a Coke commercial.
that's what I'm saying. Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
That was iconic to me.
Yeah.
Right. Michael
With the
Jackson.
little kid. Yeah.
Michael Jackson did Pepsi.
Michael Jackson, he did.
So, and that blew Pepsi up, I think. But yeah, I don't know. Okay,
so-
what else? Number 9.
Number 9 on the list, the fajita,
La Vajita.
the fajitas.
Well, who made it?
La carne asada.
Okay, the origins of the fajitas date back probably to the early 1900s in the Rio Grande Valley. During the roundups on the ranches, the Mexican vaqueros were given throwaway cuts of butchered cattle as a part of their pay. This was actually, this included skirt steak
Which was trash
at the time, which
yeah.
is it was
Yeah,
just,
for sure.
yeah.
You're paying a pretty premium for that trash today in grocery stores.
today,
by the way.
yeah.
So,
That was cooked on an open flame and it was eaten with the tortilla. And that has since evolved throughout Texas and throughout the
United States,
United
probably
States,
the world.
or whatever it is. Yeah. And that's why it is so popular, because you have so many different types of Tex-Mex or Mexican or people that are Mexican restaurants that are popping up that do serve this fajita style flank steak, skirt steak fajitas. That's why it's so expensive, because there's such a huge demand for them.
Yeah. No,
I mean, this stuff
I
is
understand that.
almost
It's like a steak
more
or more
per pound than what you would pay for prime rib.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think
It's ridiculous.
I think that that's probably super weird, to be honest with you. For the type of meat you're getting,
Right.
but hey, Mexico, the Mexicans, the Hispanics, the vaqueros, hey, that's where we learned it from, right?
For sure. Yeah.
So hey, that's awesome.
Never,
Way to go, Mexico! Margaritas Texas margaritas.
Getting drunk and eating fajita,
Fajitas,
basically.
yeah.
That's it.
Hey, what is carne asada? Not guisada, asada. It's a steak, right?
Asada is more of a.
It's a steak. It's like a. Don't
Man,
fuck
it's
this
all,
up.
It's all meat for sure.
I know it is. One's a stew meat.
Yeah.
Guisada is more of a stew meat. The asada is more of like a steak or a whatever. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
All right, number 10 on the list. We're going to get away from food.
Okay. No drinks.
Aldan
No drinks.
Aldan Garza.
This is something that we've probably all used at one point in our lives.
Shovel.
Liquid paper,
Yeah.
a.k.a.
Oh, like whiteout?
whiteout.
Used to sniff that stuff. What? No, I'm just kidding, guys.
Invented in Texas.
Really?
Yeah. So a lady
Is
by
that
the...
because we made too many mistakes?
No. Well, I mean, everybody made mistakes, but somebody just invented a way to cover it up. So this girl named by the name of Betty Claire Graham invented liquid paper, also known as whiteout, while working as an executive secretary at the Texas Bank in Dallas. Graham, also an artist, looks like she adapted a technique that artists used to correct mistakes made by early electronic typewriters. I don't know. All the science that goes involved with
Science.
doing this.
Okay, perfect.
That's what everybody heard. Science. I don't know.
That means she effed up a lot enough to where she's like, oh, I got to figure out how to fix this.
Well, you think about back in the day, it's like it's not like you're typing on the computer and you just go backspace, backspace.
Oh, I used to have to use the little white paper to come back in that typewriter and just re-hit the E I didn't want to be in there. Mm-hmm. And I had to put this paper in there. Boom, hit that E again. Yeah. Boom, now white it out. Yeah. And then retype again.
So much more difficult back in the day. Yeah. I wouldn't know because I'm only probably about.
It was horrible.
I was born. I grew up in the '80s, so I mean I wouldn't know anything about that stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
One interesting fact, they do note that Miss Graham was the mother of Michael Naismith. Or Naismith?
Naismith? Like the basketball guy?
Nope. Member of the pop/rock band, The Monkees.
Yeah.
Which wasn't really a band. They were a TV show that was brought together to be a band, which is super awkward because they had like #1 hits and they weren't even touring anywhere. Which, by the way,
they had no dates, no nothing.
Yeah, but here's the deal.
But no guitars.
But if you're not getting down with the actual show they did, which was phenomenal, and
I never did watch it.
Yeah,
hey, we're the Monkees.
I thought they were all English.
I don't know. Apparently, they're from the United States.
Fuck, my mind's being blown right now. Okay,
all right. Last on the list. That was
last.
10.
Yeah, number 11.
I got a bonus.
Yeah,
Barney the dinosaur.
That sucker's he was from here.
Invented in Texas.
Jeez, I know. I could say I could read or sing verbatim one of the other songs. I can do that one.
Yeah. Well, don't do it on this show. But hey, way to go! I love you.
See, you can start it off.
You love me.
Yeah. So creepy ass little.
Yes.
Hey, look at it now. You're like, oh man, that's like a pedophile thing waiting to happen for my kid. No, thank you. Turn it off.
Okay, so credit where credit is due. We
got a
Cheryl Leach of Dallas. She created this educational character herself.
Oh, for Barney?
All the stuff she created herself, and she filmed herself to make these educational videos for her son or her kid. So they end up making these tapes, and they end up, I guess, maybe going to the library and making some type of copies of them. Some executive from, I don't know, PBS or whoever, their kid got a hold of that thing, loved it. Next thing you know, it was on PBS. And
so she was in a freaking big-ass purple dinosaur.
I'm freaking videotaping myself
now. She was
now.
in a big-ass purple dinosaur, unless she hired somebody to be in a big-ass purple dinosaur suit.
I'm just saying, like, to her own kid.
I'll tell you now, I come home to my house.
Correct.
And I videotape myself in front of my kids in any type of blow-up suit. First of all,
hey guys, let's learn a little stuff.
Let's learn. I'm like, kids. First of all, Amy's pulling out a gun, trying to shoot somebody. Yeah, that's not going to go over well.
First of all, how much that's a big-ass Barney costume.
Yeah.
What it looked like originally. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, I know if it's not the original. Who knows what the original one looked like? But
right.
That's the commercial one,
yeah.
Right?
It might have been like an actual T-Rex with like freaking gnarly-ass teeth and shit and little bitty arms. And
it's a children's educational thing. I'm sure the kid's probably like 2 or 3.
And then you had like Baby Bop came around, like the green one. And
I don't know what that even is, man.
Yeah, so I have a little sister.
Traumatized?
Yeah, much.
Yeah.
My sister was born in 1990, so I watched a lot of that kind of shit.
Yeah, no, it's good for y'all. I just wasn't.
Not that I wanted to.
No. I tell you something I did want. I went and watched the movie, which it's the Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood.
Mr. Rogers.
Mr. Rogers.
Yeah.
It's a great movie.
How was Tom Hanks? Was he good? Was he solid?
It's solid.
I want to go watch it actually.
It's a solid, like, he is what he is. Like, I guess growing up as a kid, I don't think I really realized that's who he really was. And, maybe he really wasn't that way. I don't know. Like, right now, Hollywood has him pictured that way. But from everything that, like, everybody he met, there's so many people that have come forward and be like, this is how he was. Like, he was so just, hey, I'm here. I want to see what's going on with you. It's a great movie. And so, yeah, I don't know. Great movie. Not sure if that's the way it really was, but I like to think it was. So,
Mom took my little ones to watch Star Wars today, so they have now seen more Star Wars movies than I have.
Don't share that. John, cut that out. We want Aldan to be popular.
Exactly.
Oh, here we go. That's good.
let's get into this barbecue fail. And this is going to be the James edition. And we're going to call this the torch fail. I know you're asking yourself, how did James get himself into this position? Laziness, my friends. Laziness. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Let's go back to the beginning. Let's share how this day started and how it progressed. It started like any other day. The birds were chirping. The joy of happiness was filled in the air. But that joy will soon be expelled and replaced with horror. On this particular day, we thought there was going to be a feast. That was the plan. It was going to be glorious. As I was setting up the fire, I had a brilliant idea of propping the propane torch up and letting it sit there continuously, light my pit. That way I can leave and I can tend to the meat and give it its proper attention of seasoning and rubbing and marinating. Time flew by, what seemed like seconds, but in reality were minutes. I couldn't say for certain how long I had left the torch on the pit, but quick panic set in once I realized it had been too long. I hurry up and rush to the barbecue pit to only find that the charcoal indeed was lit. But there was a weird yellow discolorization on the charcoal. And when I went to pick up the barbecue torch, the head stayed. It had melted smooth off. Lesson of the story. Moral of the story. Don't be lazy. And don't leave a fire unattended to. This is James's barbecue fail.
Only in your weird, sick mind.
weird
this
mind.
thing. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, look,
like
James,
it. I like
what I'm more interested in is because I was here when this happened, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, it's minutes. I'm like, it was like 20 minutes.
It was more likely. It was 20 minutes.
Yeah,
It was
and-
I was like,
You didn't say how many minutes.
No,
yeah,
no.
you drink
Well,
the beers.
You're
you-
implying,
You hang
yeah.
out. You're getting stuff ready. And you're like, oh, shit, I forgot about the torch.
But the more important thing here is what was the yellow stuff on the barbecue briquettes? I don't know what that
I have
was.
no clue.
But it was, right? It was
My
very
guess
yellowish.
it was the aluminum, probably head that had melted.
Yeah,
so
you can't have that in there, bro.
Yeah, we knocked that stuff off, took it out, relit the pit.
We ate on that. To tell you the truth.
probably
He's- but well, aluminium.
Because I gotta go.
I got aluminium poison. So, okay.
Well, I appreciate you guys tuning in and listening and taking this car ride along with us. I mean, this is the Grabbing the Brisket podcast. Hit us up on Facebook. Hit us up on Twitter. Email us if you got any questions or you want to just interact with this, guys. We'd love to hear the feedback.
Word. Hey, we enjoyed it. Another one down. So we're so happy that we're doing this. Thank y'all.
Love you, my dudes. We'll
Peace
catch
out.
you next time.
John, we miss you. Later, bud.
Yes, sir. Later.
Just grab 'em in the brisket.